quick team video. Today you're going to take a look at a team that you might not want to see on YouTube, and I do definitely understand this, but for me, of course, I kind of want to research this cup, and there is something right now which is basically unbeatable, and this is Charm. Like Charm, there's nothing, like not really unbeatable, but uncounterable. Like there's nothing that really counters Charm directly. There are only like 2 or 3 Pokemon that are resisting Charm, and they're usually not really common, so there's not a lot that is going on against Charm. So what we have here today is a triple Charm team. Why do I use it? Because I lost against it. If you saw the video like already before with the Raichu, I think it was, I lost against this team, and I want to try it out because I want to try out Gothitelle anyway, because it's a Charmeza with a Rock Slide, which is kind of nice for the cup, and also with the Galate in the lead here. And yeah, it was kind of interesting. It definitely wasn't completely overpowered, don't get me wrong. I think it would have been way better if my Galate was Shadow, by the way. If you have a Shadow Galate, I think this team would make way more sense and would be way better. But like this, it's still going to be a little bit tough. We see the first opponent having still 1 shield left and have the player of here stored, as we will be able to farm them down, and we will also will be able to farm down the Pawniard, and we win this game. This is the thing, most opponents will leave, have still a shield left at the end, which is kind of crazy. We see a Galate against us, we have 2 answers for them in the back, so we're going to swap out as we see a Drapion coming in. Wobbuffet is kind of nice for us team, but also it's a little bit awkward. Wobbuffet, I don't know how I really feel about this thing. This thing is, of course, pretty damn bulky, which is cool, but the thing is, you don't really do damage with Charm, and with Charm, you kind of want to charm down people, and you are not really able to charm them really down with the Wobbuffet, because Wobbuffet, as you can see here, doesn't really do a ton of charm damage, unlike Galate. Especially like here, Shadow Galate would just be way better for it, but like this, it's still fine. I think I should let this move go through actually, but I don't. They're going to go for another crunch, and I will be able to now farm them all the way down. They're going to go ahead and go into a Mandibuzz, which is going to resist my moves, but I'm just going to go straight forward, go for the close combat here, and they're going to let this move go through, which is amazing, as we will be able to charm down this thing with our Gothitelle. Let's see what they have in the back. They're going to have the Galate, of course, in the back, which you already saw prior, and we will be able to actually farm them down with our own Galate. It's going to be a tough one, let's see. We will be able to farm them down in time. Hopefully we have more HP. And that's going to be a tie then, because the Mandibuzz is a 3-turn move, we have a 3-turn move, and we're both going to go down at the same time. Interesting. Next team, we're going to have a Dark type here in the lead. Dark type with Poison typing subpart, which is of course not something that you really want to face, but we will be able to win this in the 2 shields easily. I think we can just farm all the way down. I'm going to swap into my Gothitelle for whatever reason, but I've just kept my move, I guess, and I will be able to go for some Rock Slides here. With this team, by the way, if you want to use some kind of double charm there, never really use your shields on the Wobbuffet, because you really want to get the damage with the charm out of there. So use your shields on Pokemon like the Gothitelle, on the Galate, something that does a ton of damage to the fast moves, because you're going to get more damage out of that, on like you basically shield more damage with it away as well, because your Wobbuffet will be able to take basically every move pretty easily, as we will be able to take those Sludge Bombs here as well. Of course, we can go for 1 Mirror Coat, and what I now have, I have a move slot on my Galate, so I can try to swap out. I should win CMP against it as well. Let's see. I guess I swapped perfectly onto the Mud Bomb of the opponent, which is really annoying, because now I have no chance of winning this game anymore. They will be able to go for 1 charge move, but I was pretty annoyed about this fact. I will be able to farm them down, but they still have a Pokemon in the back, which is going to be the 1 HP Mandibuzz, which we're still going to win there, but still, could have been a little bit easier. We see a Sneasel against us in the lead. I was like, how? And then they went. So I think they are just going to get some extra Stardust here again. If you want extra Stardust, this is a viable thing to do. We see a Cresselia coming in against us now. Cresselia has nothing to hit the Wobbuffet with. Wobbuffet can just take everything here. If you don't have something super effective against Wobbuffet, which most people actually have, well, like there's a ton of Dark types, then ton of coverage for like Ghost typing here in this meta. But if you don't have the something that hits it hard, like you're basically screwed here. We see the opponent having the Lucario here. We can still take 1 Shadow Ball, which is crazy. Wobbuffet is just so bulky. We will be able to just let this next move go through as well, which is going to be another Shadow Ball, which is really unnecessary to be fair. But I will be able to farm down with my Galate now. We still have our shields left. We see the Cresselia coming in, and we can go into a Gothitelle, which is going to be hopefully able to also still do some nice damage here. It's going to be maybe a bait. I'm not sure. It's going to be the mud bomb bait. It's kind of annoying. We'll be able to go for one rock slide here, trying to get this thing low. And I try to go for 2 leaf blades with my Gallade. Hopefully I'm able to do this. Let's see. I can shield this move up as well. No, I'm going to let this move go through. I'm not sure if this was the right call, to be fair, but we have like a ton of energy already. Maybe I'm able to get to 2 leaf blades. They have 1 move already here. Let's see what they're going to do. It's going to be a Moonblast, and we can go ahead and go for another leaf blade now. We just need 1 more charm, and we're gonna get there and win this game as they get to another move. I was like, please be Grass Knot, but it wasn't. I don't know, like they just generate energy way too fast for me, I guess. So yeah, next team, we're going to see a Manibus here in the lead. We just swap out because their fast move is super effective against us as well, and we can just take that thing on with our Wobbuffet anyway. Of course, it's just fast move beatdown here the entire time. It doesn't seem to be like as skillful battles. Of course, it are not skillful battles if you have fast move beatdown. Don't even want to say anything about it, but at least it's not completely straightforward because you have to be a little bit careful. You have to play a little bit around. You have to kind of get all the energy from the opponent on your Wobbuffet so you can sweep endgame with your other 2 Pokemon. But again, if you have a Shadow version of Gallade, this would help the team out immensely. But here we see one answer for the Charm users, which is kind of annoying, which is going to be the Slowbro here. Something I definitely want to take a look at as well still, and maybe already tomorrow, who knows. So yeah, Slowbro is a very decent answer against Charm, and one of the only real answers for this one, but it's also a little bit tricky to play, because this thing has no good coverage, to be fair, in this matter. It's just the typing that really stands out for it. We will be able to actually go for the Charm down nearly here, but they're going to swap out into their Lucario. I'm going to go straight for the close combat here, which is going to allow me actually to knock them out. They still had a shield left, but they're just going to let this go. And it was a close one still, even though we had the basically worst answer for me in this team. Next opponent, Quillfish. The Hisuian version here will take a ton of damage here. I'm going to try to catch up, but here's how little the damage is that the Wobbuffet does with their Charm. Wobbuffet really doesn't do damage, but you can at least take those moves pretty easily. They're running the Poison Sting instead of the Poison Jab, which is interesting, as of course Poison Sting generates energy faster, and I guess they just want to go for those Shadow Balls a little bit faster, which I think is smart. I actually think it's a smart idea to do this. We see some Charmer coming in. I didn't see the name yet. It's going to be the Gallade as well, so we will be able to do some damage against them. We can go into our Gothitelle, and we can farm them all the way down as we see the opponent coming back into their Quillfish. Quillfish gonna go down, and we will see in the end the Latias, which also has Charm, but also will get super effective damage against it from our Charm, so good game there. Again, it's just an interesting meta. It's like Charm everywhere, which is hilarious. We see a Wobbuffet against us, so we're going to have the best mirror of the world, but they're actually going to swap out into their Umbreon. And here's the thing about Wobbuffet and Umbreon. It's actually not a good matchup for you. Like, it's actually really not a good matchup, which I didn't expect that it would be that bad, but Umbreon actually going to 3-shot you, I think. So, okay, not quite, but I think with some more fast move damage it most likely would. And you just don't really do damage against it, which is insane. We're going to see here the return hitting doesn't really do anything. And even though we have super effective fast move there as well with Charm, like this thing doesn't really take any damage whatsoever. So I'm going to go ahead and go into my Gallade, which is not the smartest idea that I had either, because now, of course, they still have their own Wobbuffet. And their own Wobbuffet will be able to come in here, and they will be able to do some nice damage against me now. I kind of have to play around now. I'm gonna go for my Leaf Blade, going to try to get the shield from them. But they're actually going to let this move go through, which is okay for me. Unless they have another Charm on the back, we can go ahead and go into our Gothitelle. We're going to let this move go through, which is going to be the return. And we have to try to farm them all the way down. Basically do as much damage towards each other. So we're going to just farm and farm and farm. And we're going to swap perfectly on the next charge move into our own one, into this Mirror Coat. And we now have 1 shield left, and see what we have in the back. It's going to be a Gallade. I was actually pretty close for that. Maybe if I played it a little bit differently, I would have been able to win this game still. But yeah, Charm is also I use Triple Charm here more for memes and more because I wanted to try it out for science. But also I see like so many Charm users on my opponent's part, so you see how good it is. We catch the Blaze Kick here, that's basically how you want to play it anyway. And we're also gonna catch this little Umbreon here, which is going to be nice for us. We can go ahead and go and let everything go through here. Foul Play is going to, he still has 3 Foul Plays to knock me out, which is nice. So that allows me to go for 1 more return, going at this thing low, and I will be able to keep my shields alive. But no, I did go for 1 too much fast move, which is something that I shouldn't have done. and really hurts me here, to be fair, as I will be able to shield up. They're going to shield up as well, and now they can just farm me down. At least that's what I thought, but actually Wobbuffet does do a quite a decent job there. We will be able to farm down the Blaziken though, which is nice, and they will be able to come back into their Umbreon, which should go down to one more fast move here maybe. Foul play comes through, doesn't knock me out. I will knock them out. I go straight for the close combat here against the incoming Mandibuzz. We will be able to get the final shield of them, and we have the Rock Slide here, which we will be able to reach in time. Rock Slide super effective. We do enough damage with our fast moves already, and this Rock Slide will be able to knock out the opponent's Mandibuzz, and we will be able to win this game. This is why the Gothitelle is such a cool charmer in this meta. You have a Rock Slide, of course, for the opponents, but we will see here the next opponent going to go into their Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz, again, we're going to be able to take those moves a little bit better. Mandibuzz is a little bit better for you in general compared to the Umbreon, because the fast move doesn't generate the energy as fast and is not super effective here. So for this matchup, our Wobbuffet definitely is the way to go. We will be able to go for one return. We get the shield from them, fine. We can just go ahead and let everything go through and just farm them all the way down. They have to go for another charge move here, which is nice. They're gonna go for it. I'm going to let this move go as well, because like it's not really worth it to shield the Wobbuffet as well, as we can just farm them down with the Gallade. I was a little bit scared that the damage output of my Gothitelle at the end wouldn't be enough to farm them down before they get to another move. That's why I went to my Gallade. I will be able to go for one charge move here, which will do some nice damage if they don't shield it, but they do shield it. And I will be able to now let this move go through and just go full on into my Gothitelle with 2 shields left, and we have an Umbreon in the back. This should be a good game, at least. I hope it is a good game. As we see them going for foul play here, we will be able to go ahead and farm them all the way down. They will go for another foul play here. I'm going to have to go for the near farm down, and I will be able to get at least to this range here. Let's see if this is enough to knock them out. It will be enough to knock them out, as we see the Toxicroak coming back in, which now gets hit by another Rock Slide, and you see how good the Gothitelle can be in this meta. It's definitely a strong Pokemon. We see the final game now. Afterwards, you're done with the triple charm. Yeah, I had to try it out. I saw some people expecting me to use it as well. So, yeah, I'm going to definitely not play this anymore, but I'm going to play some other fun stuff coming up. I have some other interesting hard answers that I can try to use for this meta. We have to take a look at this then. But yeah, we're going to take Crunch here. We will see the Skunk Tank coming in here, which means they most likely have a triple Dark Poison team, which I also suggested in my video before. Definitely something that's worth playing in this meta. We will see that they can go for one Crunch here, but they will not knock me out with one, but they will knock me out with 2, I think. No, actually, they don't even knock me out with 2 Crunches. It's insane. Wobbuffet is just so bulky. We will be able to take another one. We will try to farm them down. We cannot farm them down quite yet, but we will be able to farm them down with one more Charm. We have a move stored, I think, but we see the Overquill coming in, which basically tells me that we will lose this match here, right? They're going to go ahead, and I can go for my Rock Slide here. This will nearly knock them out. I try to swap out onto the charge move. They throw their charge move, which is going to be the Awkward Tail, which doesn't knock us out. But sadly, they perfectly play it here, swap out and catch the Leaf Blade on the Drapier. An amazing play by the opponent here, winning them the game. So that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Have a great rest of the day. I will never play Triple Charm again, I swear to God. Bye.